everyone, and welcome back to
Skirt Squad.
And in today's video, we are talking about
Our top five favorite Lenten books. So these are going to be the books. We're going to be trying to do this every year, so we kind of add, because we have a ton. So we narrowed it down to our five for this year. So Lent is going to be coming up on Wednesday. And so we decided to give you some book recommendations to read during Lent. We have, most of them are going to be for teens to adults, and then one of them is more for younger kids who, so they can be part of it too.
read.
Yep, and understand. So we're going to be getting to that right now. Okay, so the first book we have here is called They Bore the Wounds of Christ, The Mystery of the Sacred Stigmata. It's by Michael Frezzo. So this is how the book looks like. The wording might be backwards. But we'll have everything linked down below where you can get all these books. So this book is more for deep thinkers. So basically he talks about in here, describes everybody that's had the stigmata, and he tells their story, and then he goes into the description of what the stigmata is, and goes into the scientific part of it. So this is what this whole book is about. Is more again for deep thinkers and maybe for college students and older adults. A teenager, 18 and under, might not understand it as much. It kind of gets a little deep. But anyways, that's what this book is about. It's just all about the stigmata, and it's a pretty lengthy book. Let me see how long it is. It's about 321 pages. So not too bad, but it's a great book to read. I tried to read a chapter a day, because we try to do an hour of reading, spiritual reading.
Yep.
So if we read about a chapter a day, you might have to break it up into half a chapter with this book. But that's what this book is about. It's basically about the stigmata, and I have a handful of stigmatists.
And then the second book is The Sphere by Louis de Wool. Hopefully I'm saying that last name right. But this whole story basically is about Saint Longinus, who was there present at the crucifixion. And this book, let's see how many pages. 401 pages. It has kind of tiny letters. It does go into a lot of detail. So you want to maybe read a chapter a day to understand it.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of very unique names.
Yes. And then the spears, because Saint Longinus is the one that's pierced our Lord's side. Just for those people who don't know who Saint Longinus is.
Yes, but it's an excellent book to read. And maybe 13 and older can read this to understand it, because there is some pretty long words in there. Goes into, and that will go into a lot of detail, but it's an excellent book to read.
Yeah, it's like a novel type.
Yes.
It's basically about who's we kind of know the basics of Saint Longinus. Just a little goes the author. More Catholics know about the author, but very great author, and he's good and goes into depth of the stories.
Yes.
So then the next one that we have, this was my all-time favorite Lent book. I'll probably start reading it again. Everybody knows that if I find a good book, I start blabbing off everything about it. So this one is Teresa Newman by Albert Vogel. I don't know if I'm saying the name right, but this is how the cover looks like. And this one is, let's see, 172 pages, so not too long. And it actually comes with pictures inside here. There's some graphic ones I will not show for people who can't handle it, since she started crying blood, tears of blood.
So probably would not be a very good book to read.
If you're 18 or older, I'll suggest, unless you have your parents' permission, to read this book, and maybe have your parents read it, see what they think, and then have you read it. But because it just shows the graphic details, because she goes through Teresa Newman. For those people who don't know, she was a stigmatist from Germany. People always say Teresa Newman, but her actual name was actually Therese, because she was named after the little flower, Saint Teresa, the child Jesus. So it's basically her from the time she was born until her death, and it tells you all the miraculous things that happened. And she's, I think, in the process of still becoming a saint. I think she's either venerable or blessed right now. Yeah. But yeah, it's basically about her life story, And since it's Lent and it's about the Passion of our Lord, this will be a great book because it actually describes what our Lord went through since she experienced it as a stigmatist. So this is a #1 favorite Lenten book.
Yeah, she has read it many times.
Yes.
And basically said everything inside that book. You didn't have to read it yourself.
Yeah. And for the people who want to know, she was born in 1898 and died in 1962. So that's this book.
And then the 4th book is The Robe. I forget who the author is. Let me just check. By Lloyd C. Douglas. The Robe. This is a very old version of The Robe. And basically this story is about a centurion soldier, I'm sorry. And he gambles money into buying the robe for that our Lord wore when he was carrying the cross up to Calvary before he was crucified. Very interesting story. They made it into a movie. It was actually a very good movie. So you can read the book and then watch the movie.
And the book is the movie and the book are pretty good. But they took out some parts of, they did not add everything from the book because it would have been a way longer movie. So they don't have every detail inside of it, but it's really good. It's basically about it's like a conversion story.
Yes, it is. And this book is actually 695 pages, so it is a very long book. And it's about your average size lettering as well. But an excellent book.
It's on the Passion of Christ, so it's Lent.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, so it's a great book. What age range do you think? 16 or older? Maybe 13?
Yeah, high school, for sure.
Yeah.
You should be able to read it.
Yeah,
it's very good. And the movie is excellent. We've seen it 5 times.
Yeah, if not
you
more.
have to. We'll send you the link to the movie.
Yes. If not the movie itself, maybe we can see if we can find it for free, or you might have to buy it, and we'll definitely show you the trailer. I'll send you the link to the trailer too. Yes. So all this information about the books and the movie and all that will be
in the description below.
Yes. Okay, now the last one. This one's going to be for younger kids, even though I still love reading it. So I'm saying younger kids, I'm saying 2-3-year-olds and older. This one is called Just Stories, the kind that never grow old, by Winfried Herbst. Hopefully I'm saying that right. This is the cover. We had to read this for our homeschooling that we did. And there's how many stories in here? I don't know, maybe 50 or so.
Yeah.
So they're all
very short stories.
Yeah, they are very short. So some of them, like this one, the Madonna della Sedia, whatever, is that long. Some are maybe 2 pages.
Yeah.
So they're not that bad, and it's only 190 pages.
An excellent book.
Yeah. So there's short stories in here. Parents can read it to their children before bedtime, or have them all gather around, and you can read a story every night before bed. And then I still remember some of the stories, if I'm ever, we're talking about a situation, whatever, I still mention some of the stories in here because it got so engraved in your head. And there's many, miraculous stories, conversion stories, legends, and just a bunch of different stuff. It's all Catholic in here. And they teach great lessons. Mm-hmm. So it's a great book for little kids, and even adults can read it still because,
can read these if you're a parent. You could actually read these. These are excellent stories you could read before bedtime.
Mm-hmm. So this would be a good one for younger kids who want to be involved in Lent and want to read with the adults. So this is a good one to read, and they have a lot of little short stories in here. So be quick and easy to read and before bed.
Yep.
So those are our top favorite Lenten books again. So we have We Bore the Wounds of Christ, Teresa Newman, Just Stories,
The Spear, and The Robe.
We'll have all of them linked down below.
Yep.
And we hope you guys will all have a holy and blessed Lent. And we'll see you guys in our next video.
Yes.
Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment what your favorite books are, what you're planning to do for Lent, and have a holy and blessed Lent, and we'll see you in the next video.
God bless everyone. Bye.
Bye.